some more to the public?
Yeah, so really excited about the Triumph announcement this weekend here at the Motocross of Nations. What an epic place to announce the plans with the Motocross World Championship in the MX2 class in 2024. It's going to be a lot of exciting things to come. It's certainly been a long journey. I know a lot of people have been wondering, like, hey, is it coming? Is it coming? And it is. Talked a little bit about it at the press conference. You know, we got slowed down by COVID. Not an excuse, but that's reality. But at the same time, I feel like it's been important, and I feel like Triumph as well has had the same thought of, you know, we can't rush just to have something out there. It's got to be right. We only have one crack at it, in my opinion, but it's been a really fun journey, especially where I'm at in my career, and to be able to share my knowledge of what I've learned throughout the progression of my career. I was talking to someone earlier, sorry if I'm rambling, but I was fortunate enough to compete at a high level on a two-stroke on a steel chassis, a two-stroke on an aluminum chassis, then go through the four-stroke, you know, progression and on an aluminum chassis. Then you got steel. So to be able to go bounce back and forth, it's been a lot of fun to kind of learn that, you know, and so to share what works with this, to share what doesn't work with that, I feel like that's what they liked about, or was intriguing about maybe my insights that I had.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been to the UK, tested it several times. I rode this thing probably, like I said, before COVID, so do the math, yeah. So it's been in the works for a really long time, and we made some big changes, things that I thought, and even Triumph thought that we needed to make, but it was always a step in the right direction. So excited about it. I've got a lot of hours on the machines, and I just got to give it up. I know I've been talking about it, but the engineering staff and the R&D staff, I mean, they got some intelligent people working in-house in Hinckley. And I'm excited for these things to roll out on production eventually. I'm excited for everyone to see the motorcycles in the flesh. It's a sexy looking motorcycle. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of fun news here to come very soon as well.
What's going on there?
You know, I would like to maybe race Loretta's again at some stage. I would like to, but yeah, that's you wouldn't see me racing anything professionally, right? But you know, I think coming into the 250 class is where you need to be, an MX2 class, because you come into the 450. I mean, these guys, these manufacturers, they got it together. Not that we don't, but I think it's a good entry position to be in. I think, you know, we all kind of talked about that, and through our due diligence stages, being able to talk about that, why we think that's the route to go is, and I agree with that. Jeremy talked about it during the presser, and then get into the 450 later on. Right, it's a progression, and we have our map set out and what we want to do and what our goals are, and we need to reach those goals and then move on to the next step. And we've exceeded every goal and benchmark that we've hit so far, and I don't see why we can't continue to do this. We've got some great people aboard, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Motocross of Nations is always really a special race. I think about the great memories that I've had. I've raced this race 6 times, I've won 3 times, and I've had some unpleasant experiences a couple times. But nevertheless, I think to have the opportunity to race for your country, there's a lot of pride on the line. I will say that I always felt like all the other countries, I mean, you get the best of them. I think it's a special race, a lot of pride on the line, so they're going to race you a little bit extra hard. I feel like, especially the Americans, for some reason, probably because they don't race against us every weekend, and that's what makes it so sweet. We're on the home turf. Outside of like U.S. winning and who do I think's going to win, it's so hard to tell. I don't think that this race is about being the fastest. I think it's about being the most consistent. But at the same time, there's like some personal rides that I want people to have good rides. Like Eli, I would love to see him have a good ride here at Motocross of Nations. And why? It's because if he's not going to race outdoors next year, of course you want to see him have a great race. I mean, what about Cairoli? Would love to see him have an excellent ride as well. I mean, I don't know what his plans are next year. I don't know if he's racing, if he's retiring. after this race, well then, I mean, as a motocross fan, you got to want them to see put a good performance. So I would love to see some young guys or some guys come up and put some really good rides in, single rides. That's what I'll be looking for. Of course, I want USA to win. It'd be great, but we'll have to tune in on Sunday.
Yeah, it's your time and appreciate it.
Thank you. Everyone enjoy this. It's going to be a lot of fun, and enjoy Motocross of Nations.
Yeah, I'm Jeremy Appleton, Global Racing Manager for Triumph and Triumph Racing. Today here at Motocross of Nations, we've been announcing our team for entry into the MXGP World Championship, initially in the MX2 category in 2024 with two 250 Triumph MX bikes, and that will then move into 25 with the 450 and the entry into the full MXGP World Championship. This project's been going for some years now. The initial decision was taken pre-COVID, and then development work was undertaken and indeed testing. Then, like the rest of the world, it slowed down for obvious reasons, but now is in full swing, and we're testing in Europe, in the UK, and here in the United States. Personally, I've been with Triumph 18 months here to build the racing program. This is a very strategically important move for Triumph. So going racing at top level in motocross is enormously significant for a brand that's 120 years old. So we're happy to be here and happy to be taking the next step in what's going to be an exciting future. Yes, we've partnered with Thierry Cesoni and Vincent Brainy, his team manager, to form the Triumph Racing MXGP effort. As I said, they're going to start in 2024, but we have a full test program lined up for next year. They have huge experience here in MXGP. I mean, a really successful team in the past, obviously with a different manufacturer, but since now they've been in talks with Triumph, we've found good level of communication, really good, a good feeling between the two. They're going to be the ideal partner for Triumph. They're extremely capable technically, and that will help us not only with the race performance, but also bringing the OEM bike on as well. So we're happy to have them, and it's good today to be announcing that they're our racing team for the World Championship. Looking forward to working with them. Well, the Triumph Racing entry into MXGP starts in 2024. Obviously, we're already in talks with Infront, who run the World Championship. That's all about how Triumph will come to racing and how the brand will interact with not only the championship, but all the fans. They've been very supportive. We're impressed by the way this championship has grown globally, and that's important to Triumph. You know, we're new to this. We have a global market already as a manufacturer of road motorcycles, so we need a platform where we can show our technology on a global basis, and the MXGP World Championship is ideal for that. Well, when I say a partnership, there are obviously benefits that come with entering the World Championship. We want to be a fully fledged participant here. Triumph as a brand wants to be present, wants to be visible, so it offers us a brand platform. That means that Triumph's marketing teams will be involved. All of our markets around the world, wherever we're racing and beyond, will be involved. There's an enormous amount of TV interest, media interest, and fan interest. So it's important for us to be working with Infront to see how we can leverage our involvement here and make the most of being in the World Championship. No, we're another manufacturer joining the championship. We're a newcomer. But I think it's good for the sport. You know, we're a very established manufacturer. We've been around for 120 years. We celebrate that anniversary this year. Obviously we're racing in the Moto2 World Championship as the official engine supplier. Our engines there have been unbreakable. We have a 100% reliability record. We're setting new lap records, new race records almost on a race-by-race basis, and a lot of riders there graduating to the top class. So we're confident that we can come here to the Motocross World Championship and bring a good level of performance, but also a very credible, long-established brand, and hopefully one that fans will find engaging and will move to.